Okay. I may have to repeat a little bit for those who want to watch this, but I'm going to show you real quick here with my dark blue new pastel. If you have a separate piece of paper, you can practice on it. So and by the way, I don't have a printout. I think my printer died. This is what happened. It just gave me all these weird marks. So I apologize. I will send that picture, and I think I can pin the picture to my main camera, so I can do that too. But just to have this up here for reference, the idea, you can still see the palm, so that's okay. But the idea is we're going to kind of just sketch in this palm like this, and just kind of bring out this, and I'm just using the side. So that's the idea, is just bringing that hard pastel and in the direction of the palms. And I'm kind of just pushing a little hard and then dragging out to a finer edge. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of going in the direction of that palm. So this is kind of the idea we're going to go for. And then when we come in with like a sky color, we're going to kind of come in with lines like this. And so you can kind of see what that palm is, and also bring in the sky. And we're going to use kind of sketch marks, hash marks is what I call them. And so this is the idea that we're going to go for, this hatching. Okay. And we'll just take our time. And then we can come back in with our darker pastel. So if you want to practice a little bit, you can off the side before you want to start on your actual. But this is just, again, not a masterpiece. We're learning. So it may look strange. It may not look right, and that's okay. I just want to show you how you can do it. So that's the main. I'm ready to sketch it out on my pastel mat. I've already blocked off a section here. And I'll move this up if that's helpful. I don't know if it is or not, but I can have it up here. I don't know if you can see, you can't see it.
That's the camera, yeah.
We'll have it sit here with a piece of tape, I think, at least, and then I'll move it over a little bit. That way, if you can see it. I apologize. I guess I'm gonna have to get a new printer.
I've got an iPad sitting with the original thing sitting next to it, so I've got a
you do?
picture.
Okay.
I've got a reference picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start, and we'll just kind of start with the dark blue new pastel. And we're going to sketch in the palms and kind of lay out where the water, the horizon, the mountains. And so let's see, I made marks on here so I know, and go ahead and make marks if you want. Something like structural like this, oops, there's the mark. I like to kind of have an idea where I'm gonna fit these in, and I did grid it. I can send you the grid. This helps me because when you're, let me crop this. When you're looking at where the palm tree is and where the actual tree trunk, it can get really big really fast. I know I can just make this palm tree proportionally off really fast. And so that's why I suggest using this grid to kind of help you see where the middle is. And then here it is without the grid, Mira, if you need it to. It's pretty saturated, this picture, meaning it's pretty bright blue and bright orange, and that's okay. We can make it as saturated as we want. But what I liked about it was if you zoom in and you can see on those palm trees, that glow of that orange and that red on the palm tree. I think it's going to be really pretty putting it in from that sunset. So that's the goal of this, is to get that really pretty glow into the palms. So let's go, and I've set my hash marks here. And so I'm just kind of looking center, and this you can do. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea. So I'm looking at my grid, and so I'm going to just start right in the center of this palm. We're just going to kind of come up like this. I'm not pushing too hard right now. Just want to get the gesture of the palm tree. And they're so cool. Okay. So it kind of comes out almost over into the other area. And down. Okay, almost down here too. And that tree trunk. This one. And it doesn't have to be exact. I mean, we don't have to have everything equal, which we don't want, right? Which my brain was trying to do just a minute ago. Okay. So let's see here. I'm looking at the hillside, and I'm just gonna bring that in here. And again, this is an opportunity where you want to make it bigger than it is, but really, it's not that big. Just light. I'm just doing a light. And I'm going to use a ruler real quick to get my water line in. So here's the bottom. So this is kind of help my eye get my box in, my edges. And that way you can see too. And it's okay to go over these edges. This is just, it helps you see proportionally a little better. So I kind of like to do that box. And okay, let's look at our horizon. We've got our mountains, and we're gonna come in about like that. I'll just come down a little bit and get our line in, okay? And so we're gonna come right into here. This is a challenging picture, and the reason why is a lot of this tree, and even down here in this grassy area, is in shadow. And so it doesn't really give us much detail. So we're going to bring in a little bit of color into that foreground, and I'll show you kind of how to make that a little brighter and be a little more creative with that. Okay. I'm going to go into that larger palm. So I'm looking from the center here, and we're kind of at an angle to the center here. So I'm kind of looking at my angles. And I'm pressing a little harder on this one. Okay, and so we've got palm coming out here. One kind of coming right into the other one. And one kind of coming down here. Take your time. Okay. We got two here. Okay. They kind of almost come right into each other there. And if you squint your eyes, there's not a whole lot of sky around this second pond. So really just, if you need to, squint your eyes to see those darker shapes. Another pond kind of coming out like this. Come back into here. I like this one that kind of comes out, so I'm just coming back in, and that kind of comes out at an angle. It's shooting off to the right a little bit, so. Okay. We've got one kind of coming down. And like that. Okay. Darker down in here. Kind of comes up actually. Okay. I'm not going to put anything into the water. I'm going to keep that pretty open, and same with this sky here. I think just with the basic shapes, I'm going to leave it just like that, and I'll take a picture of where I'm at. It's a good base. And the idea after we get this sketched in, I think we'll add probably a little bit of some dark purple and maybe some dark maroon down into that bottom land piece, and even maybe a little bit of it into the palm trees, and kind of just reinstate those dark values. And when you kind of zoom in, and you're really looking just at the color of that mountain or the hillside in the back, it is really a dark orangey violet. And so, as always with pastels, we're working from the darks to the lights. And it's okay if it doesn't look right. We can adjust it. We're just going to do real light touch. So when you're done sketching, send it through and let me see where you're at. Yeah. Good. Very good, Mira. Good job, Julia. Okay. This is going to be fun. All right, so the next step we're going to go into with the dark purple, and I'll show you what I have. So I'm thinking, let me test it out here and see. So I'm going to go with this. Is that the same violet? And then I've got that's too light. Okay. So this is the purple I'm going to use. I'm going to just go right into the bottom. And so I'm going to put a little bit down into the darker areas of the land here, and then just a little bit up into the palms.
It's so different on in your
Does
hand to
it?
what
Okay.
you've got actually here. That's just it's so bizarre, isn't it?
Well, and I'm thinking it's because it's also on this blue pastel mat, but even when I take a picture on here, it doesn't even look the same as what I'm seeing. So color is relative, right? And what that means is look at how it looks on your paper, right? And then see if it works. If it's too warm, we want more of a cooler purple. So test out some purples and see what works. And I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just scumbling some into the bottom here just to add a little bit of color. So we've just got some dark areas down here. Okay. And then it's going to move to the cooler purples off to the left because the sun is setting around in this area. So everything to the right is going to be more warm in value, and everything to the left is going to be cooler. Okay. And then we have this shining with this beautiful sunset. And so when we're putting our color on here, we're thinking, is this warm? Is this cool? Along with our color. But it may look really warm next to the color that you have already down. Even though it looks warm by itself, it may be the opposite. So that's why we have these testing areas to really see what looks right. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm grabbing other sticks to see. So now I have a darker purple, and I'll show you the difference right here. So now I'm coming in even with a dark, dark purple. And this will look really nice with all of our orange. Okay. Just very light touch. I'm going to come back down into here, bottom. Come down in here. Just using that edge, very soft. It's kind of, this is a little bit darker. In here, I'm going to press a little harder. It actually comes down into here a little bit. And just ends on the other side. Okay. I'm just looking. Still with my purple. Okay. So I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with that back land here just for a second. Look at it. With colors. It's almost like a dark. See how this looks. So I'll take a picture. This is going to be on the trunk of the palm. So I'm zooming in right where that glow is, and I'm just going to put some right on this area. Maybe just a little bit.
Is it a brown color, Marie, or
yeah,
orange? It's brown.
It's a orangey rust color.
Rusty brown. Okay.
And I'm actually kind of tapping it right here.
Okay.
Where the palm part where it's kind of illuminating a little bit on the underneath area. Okay. And then right in the center part where we have that real glow on the tree. And I'm going to just bring that down into the hillside a little bit. And I'm not pressing very hard, just very light. And I'll send a picture to you. And it kind of comes down along here. This is a very soft pastel, so it's putting a lot of pigment down, which is okay. It's just let's see here. So I would like to try this color. Oof, that's a bright. This is a even brighter orangey, more saturated than that last color, and I'm just tapping it right in here. maybe put some over here on the hillside a little bit. Because that is bright, but I like it. I'm gonna add some to the palm. No, that's not gonna. Let's see here. This is a red violet. I'm just putting this right into here. Take a picture of it onto the land. There's so many colors mixing with each other. So we're just gonna go slow. Just getting the idea, that glow. And so I'm just, this is this down here, kind of blending in. It's gonna get even cooler off to the left. Okay. I've got some almost even more of a violet, like a blue violet. Let me see here. I'm gonna take these two colors and kind of marry them together off to the left. Right in this area, so between these two tree trunks, because it's getting farther away from that that sun. So if you zoom in, you can kind of see. So we're going to start with this little brighter purple underneath, and then cool it down a little bit with that periwinkle. And I'm just coming in between these two tree trunks. Let's see if that works. I'm just making hash marks to kind of bring those two areas together. Okay, now I'm going to come in with that lighter. And like that. Pressing a little harder. We have some of that down over here too. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm back with the dark, dark purple. Getting the hillside in. We're just going slow. Really looking at our shapes. And this one is, I would say, more than anything, is teaching you edges. We're really paying attention to the edges. If they're hard edge, if they're a soft edge. Sometimes it's just the idea of suggestion and what does that look like? And so I'm just coming back in. with my dark blue new pastel and reestablishing the darker areas down in here. Okay. Okay. I think that's good for the land piece. As we get more and more into this painting, we can, once we get into the sky, which we're going to start right now, it's going to help us see where we need to adjust on the land. Okay. So I've got a group of peaches, yellow, and some light purple. And now I'm going to show you a little bit closer up what I have. So here's 3 of the yellows, and I have off to the right on the bottom row, you can see. So I have an orangey yellow, I've got a true golden yellow, and then a light lemon yellow. And then right to the right of it is a little bit more muted orange yellow. And so there's our yellows, and that we may have to grab more. And then up above it is our light oranges moving into our pinky peachy. So we're going to just slowly add color and mix those colors in with each other, okay? So let's look at our picture. And like I said, it's very intense, so have fun. If you got some real bright, bright colors, bring them in. I'm not too worried about these 2 little clumps of clouds right now. I may put those in, I may not. I'm more interested in capturing this gradation of peachy orange in the bottom, moving into the darker yellow, and then the lighter band of yellow in the center, and then fading up into the peach and pink. So that's kind of how I'm going to approach this. So starting at the bottom here, I've got this orange, and we're going to see how this looks. I'm just going to may need to be darker. We don't know until we get our other colors in here. But it seems like a nice color. And then it actually kind of comes down and continues to about here and then gets darker. So value shift in that color. Again, I'm just putting it right in here. Because our focal point, that real brightness is right here in the center, right? So we want our colors to kind of be muted off to the edge. So, okay. Put a little bit.
One you used, Marie, in the middle. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. The one where you've got the really bright, that was a kind of like a, yeah, that one.
Yep, this is like a peachy, so I'll take a picture of the 2 that I used. Yeah. It's like a peachy orange, and
but really bright.
And it's almost a variation of my hand color. So,
okay.
And you can see, here you go. Here's the 2 next to each other.
Ah, lovely.
Okay, does that help a little better? I can.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, we're just gonna kind of move along here. see what this yellow. So I'm just going to start with this kind of darker yellow. I'm just coming up. And just being aware of where we don't want to go up too high. I mean, it feels like it is, but it's not. So it kind of comes just a little bit, but not too much higher. Okay. And this is where we're just going to lightly blend those, and we're going to come in with our hash marks. And come over here. I'm just pressing a little harder here now. Okay. And it's going to go just a little bit darker. Of that yellow. I think that's too light. Let's see what the, oh, that's good. It kind of comes up into here. And almost into an orangey yellow. This is just a very gold. Just light, light, light. Okay. Now we're going to come right up with a very light peach. And I'm just going to make some marks. Showing that those fronds kind of cross over each other. And I'm just drawing almost with the edge of my pastel. Coming back in. Just like that. Come back up into here. I'm not going too high yet because I see that there's blue, and we want to add that in. A lot of edges. But that's what I like about it. Just tapping. And tap. And coming back up into here. So we're just carving out the negative shapes. Let's see. That's too gray. I'm looking for a blue as we move up into that palm tree here. That actually might be okay.
My palm tree's a bit small. It's interesting as I'm going up with my sky isn't kind of quite.
Yeah. Yep. And so that's okay because then we can come back in and come over it with a little bit of the you know, with like glazing over a little bit and then coming back in with our darker palm tree color, our new pastel. And so it's kind of a back and forth, right? Just like how we're doing trees is we're putting in these marks and, you know, and just really looking at right, those edges. And then as we get up higher, it's going to get even bluer. And even in here, we're going to get a little bluer. we actually have two. So we have a palm that kind of comes down here, and then another one. And so see how it changes? Now we're going to go lure as we're moving up. When you zoom in, it's quite amazing. So I already know I need more dark blue here. And then again, squint your eyes and see where those colors are. The light, that's too orange. And these square pastels are really nice for that too. They make it easier to blend. They make those soft edges. This is just like that muted lavender. I'm just adding in here. Squinting my eyes. And then coming back with that blue, or aqua, I guess you should say, more of an aqua. So as we come down into the horizon, it gets warmer. Okay. And same thing. Looking at that shape, the negative shapes. Right? Okay. Now we're just moving up the sky. Got this nice band here. Just blending a little more. Getting that transition. Okay. We're starting to get a little darker in blue. And I'm going to put down this. It's more of a purpley blue, but I can add that bright blue once I get this in. I just want to get these marks in and saying, okay, what direction is this coming out? Got I'll come back in with a darker blue at the very, very top. Just working my way around the palm tree. Okay. More blue, darker blue, and I'm just adding it right along here and on the edge of this. Again. I like how this one curves, so. I'm just squinting my eyes here. Putting in these little sky holes. And a little bit of lighter blue. A lot of mark making.
Not today.
Right? It's been a long time since I've painted palm tree. I like it. It's fun. I like doing the negative shapes. I'm just kind of blending out this sky portion with my finger. Getting that nice blend off to the side. And I do have a even brighter blue that I could put at the very, very top. I don't know. We'll let that see if that works. It is bright. Okay. Let me take a picture here. Let's see where you're at. So I know I'm just kind of moving along.
Making a nice mess today.
Making a mess?
Yes. But
I know.
fun.
This is fun, and it is tricky because you're going back and forth.
I'm going all over the place. I don't know about the back of the wolf bit, but anyway.
It's good.
Mine doesn't even look like a pine tree.
I know. See, so that's okay though, because you've never done it before, right? So we're just this is looking great. I love it.
It's a work in progress.
Yes. Okay, good, Mira. So all you're needing to do now for both of you is you can add some hash marks of colors right inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I do is I squint my eyes and I'm looking at that palm tree and I'm just seeing where those light marks are, and that's all I'm doing is just putting where I see the light marks on the palm tree. Don't worry about you know, just dab it. Just pop it right on there, and it'll break up the dark areas inside the palm tree. And then you're doing exactly what you need to do, is working the edges of the palm. That's great. And you're blending the colors. So Mira, if you have some really bright oranges by chance, you can actually pop those right onto this area.
Okay.
The trunk. And we're gonna start working that, but
Okay.
yeah, keep going.
Sure.
Start blending your yellows into your blues. So get a light aqua color if you have that, Mira.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
So blend from your yellow up into your blue for your sky.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah. And then Julia, you can just start adding more of your colors that you've put in your sky. Start pressing a little harder to like blend them on your pastel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you've lightly scumbled it on. Now you can kind of start blending all of them together, either with your finger, or you can use the same colors and just press a little harder within each other to blend. But very good. Very, very good. It's fun. This is a challenging one, you guys. So be proud of what you're doing today. This is not a super simple one, but it's a really good exercise to learn to look at the negative shapes, and that's these pieces between the actual palm and the tree. And so we're just looking at that versus painting the palm. Hey, stop. I know.
This is where with pastels, you always feel like you haven't got enough colors, even
Right?
when you've got thousands.
I agree with you, Julia. I bought a sunset set from Terry Ludwig a while ago. And honestly, it was like my little treat to myself, and it is one that's probably why I have so many you can see in my set, and it's all from his sunset. But it's so expensive. I mean, like I said, that was a treat to myself. I don't expect people to spend that kind of money.
They look lovely. I haven't got any of his, but they do look amazing.
They're really beautiful, and they're very creamy. One thing you can do is, I think you can still get them from the Dakota Pastels. I don't know if you can get that over to the UK though. They have these samplers that you can get, and so they have the Terry Ludwig, they have the Great American, and then Unison, and so you can try out and see what you like. Because what I may like isn't necessarily something that you may.
I've got some Jackson's kind of in different colours, and I've got a few Unisons as well.
Yeah. How do you like them?
I love the Unisons. Oh, I love all of them. They're just great. I started off. I was laughing actually because the first time I turned up for one of your classes, I didn't even have any pastels. I just had a pencil, and turned into a pastel junkie in less than.
Isn't that I know, it's so addicting. I love it, but I say there's always worse things you could spend money on, I guess. And I love the pastels. It's I just love it.
What I realise is I just do not have enough blues. That's what I think.
The blues, I agree. So you do find out with blues. Also, purples. The range of purples I needed. Okay. I am going to put something down in the water, but I'll kind of wait because I know you guys are still working. Do that orange again. A lot of times I do a very soft pass with the colors that I feel like it works, and then I'll come back in and press a little harder. And that's how I start blending my colors. And I've noticed that some of my, even my fronds are a little large. It's okay. I kind of forgot one over here too. So. And I'm gonna do a little bit redder purple off these fronds. So they're not getting the direct bright orange that we have over here. And I'm gonna add some into these too. And then I'm gonna add that right along the trunk. The trunk I kind of lost. Just adding a little bit there, and it's pretty bright right in here. The new pastel is nice when you're wanting to create these wispy-like. Just coming back in. Softening this center a little bit. And then I've got actually, this is a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna use, it's almost like a new pastel right in here. And then a couple marks of blue.
Okay, I'll talk to Lily about it later.
Okay. And this has like a almost a broken right along the palm there. I'm kind of seeing that over on this one too. Even on this one. And then come back with the new pastel. Show the direction of that. Just like that. All we really need is just the gesture. And kind of comes, almost meets down into there. Putting in these brighter, warmer colors underneath. And then I just kind of soften the edges there. Okay. How are you doing?
Getting there, I think. Not sure where there is, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's a lot of hash marks. And we just want the direction. So we're just carving in the direction of that palm. So wherever those little black fronds are kind of coming out, that's where we're indicating with our lighter color. And then we come back in with the darker blue and soften. That's the wrong one.
It's just taking me a while to get on my blending.
Oops. Yeah, we're not gonna finish this today, but this is a good one to just practice over and over with these. I don't want to go that far. Okay. Let's get the water in real quick. At least then we can have, because you're getting an idea of the palm part.
I think what is interesting for me is the sort of color layers, which I think that's what I'm struggling with a little bit. So I've kind of
The color.
Yeah, just you can see I can't talk.
It's hard, isn't it, when you're painting to then put into words what you want to say while you're painting?
I admire you being able to communicate as well as you do.
Oh, that's really good, Mira. That's great. Yes. Very, your
smudges
sky.
everywhere though. Why does it just gets smudges everywhere?
Oh, well, do you have a wet washcloth?
Yeah.
Okay. So after you're done using the dark, just get into the habit of wiping your hands a little bit, and that's what's happening. Is it's
Yeah.
just you don't realize how much you go in and try to blend.
Yeah.
And so I do just try doing that with your
Okay.
your washcloth. Yeah. No, this is great. So you're talking about your like big one over here on the left hand side.
Yeah.
So go ahead, and if you feel like you don't have enough tooth on your paper, you can spray it with hairspray or like a fixative.
Okay.
But you should be fine coming back in with your yellow color and just start maybe going straight across like this horizontal and just go right over that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and then you should be good. But
Okay.
I hear you. I have that same problem. So, how are you doing, Julia?
Oh, let me send you where I'm at.
Yeah. This is where you can have fun with all your mark making too. You know, the vertical and the horizontal. That's actually what I love about it.
Oh, that is lovely, Mira.
It is. I think it's so great. So great.
The tree needs a bit of work.
The trees, yeah. Those are tricky.
Oh, this is nice.
That's what I was saying. It's not that easy. But we do want to put in our water real quick here. So let's do that. As I'm messing with my tree. This is what happens. Okay. Did you send over yours, Julia?
I did, yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, good. Yeah. That looks great. I love all the hash marks.
There's a lot. It was, yeah, just trying to find the right
There.
color.
Oh.
I'm trying to do that, and then I'm kind of mixing my colors.
That's okay. So if you don't have the right color, as long as you have the value correct, so you know that you're pretty saturated and, you know, cooler at the top, so you're going to be darker blue, and then that gradation down to that aqua color. So as long as you have that value, it's okay if it doesn't look exactly to the picture that we have. You know, you're just starting darker at the top and then working to a lighter color. And so paint that way, and then just be careful of your palms being equally spaced and all the same size. Something we always do with everything, right? Is we're painting what we know and not what we see. We need to paint what we see. So really look at what you see in that picture, and you want to make it look like a palm, where a palm is always like this. But we need to look at what is the picture really telling us. And that's how we can like squint our eyes and just see those lights and the darks and get those lights sky holes put in, and then look at it and then go back. So you're looking at those negative shapes and then looking at the actual shape of the palm, and it's back and forth working those edges. And you can use your hash marks to create the palm coming down, you know, swooping this way or swooping this way. That's how you create that gesture. And so we're doing, you know, the suggestion, right? So it's not easy. This is a tricky one for sure. Even I am sitting here going, okay, where do we start now? So that is not what I wanted there. That's okay. Let's get the water here. So I'm thinking the top of the water is reflecting what's up in the sky, but it's going to be a muted color down into the water. So, and it's going to be a little bit darker and muted. So let's see here. Okay, Molly's going out. Let's try this orange. Got this peachy orange. I'm going to just lightly put it in. And it's going to get darker, right, as we come over here to left side. Just doing light. Go on.
Oh, right, water. So
It's tricky.
your color, that was like a peachy.
Yeah. So I did my first swipe through. Let's see here. So I'm thinking in relation of what's going on in the sky and what's going down, because water is water. And now what we're seeing is a reflected sky on top. And what we know is it's going to be more saturated in the sky, and then it's going to be muted down in the water. So I'm starting out a little brighter, and then I'm going to scumble probably maybe like a dulled down blue, almost blue green, if you can believe it. So that's where I'm headed, and that's my thought process right now. So yeah, just this muted orangey with some pink. And it gets intense, actually, right up against this bank. What color is that? And then, nope, too light. Let's see here. Might be. It's a muted blue. And gets into like a brighter orange over here. And just a little more orange. Back with that dark purple. Where are we? little touch of bright blue right along that edge. Not too far down, just a little. Just blending that. Okay. Let's see. I had my shadow blue. A little bit of purple. Darken. I'm just kind of cleaning up my edges. Almost like a okay. Got that bright red. It's almost right in here too. Right on that hillside. Just blending. Now pushing a little harder with those same colors that I had. Actually, down a little bit more. Okay. When we come down to where the mountain meets with the sky, just remember, we don't want to go around the hill with our pastel. We want to keep it horizontal as we're putting that color down. It's just like a wave. We don't want to follow the wave. Okay. I'm going to go in with even a lighter yellow. Right along here. Come back up into here. Okay. Let's see. Just adding a little bit to this bright blue. Because I do like it. It does bring in some fun. Okay, you guys, getting pretty close to being done. It's definitely something I could spend some more time on.
Me too. Definitely.
Yeah.
I can feel myself getting.
Yep.
completely-
Which is okay. I encourage that. Go ahead and do take some time to practice. Like I realized that this palm I made a little too big, and so I'm gonna go back in and, like I said, it's very easy to do. Also need to keep my new pastel a little bit cleaner because sometimes it just won't lay the color down. Okay. What I did was it. Okay. This was fun. Challenging, but fun. That's okay. Yes. Send over what you have so I can see. Oh, excellent. Good, Mira. Yeah, see, you fixed that whole bottom piece. Good, and the water looks really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, this is great. So if you want to practice or keep painting, now you can try taking some of that bright
Okay.
orangey red that you put on this trunk,
Okay.
and then just put it underneath some of these fronds here. Just
Okay.
touch them up a little bit, and then that like is telling us it's glowing from underneath. It'll look
Right.
really great. And then do a shade darker of the purple over here.
Okay.
Yeah. and
Okay.
because we're moving farther away from the sun, so it's going to get a little darker, but keep that saturated color, and I think you did great.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, really good. Did you send yours, Julia?
Just coming.
Oh, you did, or you did? I didn't hear you. Not yet. Okay.
It's on its way.
I'll send this over. If I can get in here. Oh, nice, Julia. Good. That looks great. Actually, you should be proud of yourself. Truly, you guys did good. I love, so you fixed the how we want to make the palm tree so equal. I was going back and forth too. So, oh yeah, I love it. I love all the pinks up into the sky. Yeah, and look at the hills and the water. I love it. Good job. And even with the sky holes, you guys did really well. This was, like I said, this was kind of a tricky one. You guys pushed yourself today. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes. So, but if you want to keep moving on, just like I was telling Mira, you can put some more of the brighter colors underneath on the bottoms of these palms. But other than that, I think they look great.
Still got
Good job. Yay.
This was fun. Still got loads of paper showing through. Some bits haven't even covered at all.
I know, and well, and it's not the usual way the way that we think we're gonna paint a palm tree, right? So, so this way it makes it a little bit more believable. And then I'm gonna soften the edges of mine. I'm gonna still work on mine too, because it's, but I'm gonna, when I say that, I'm gonna kind of soften this part here on the edges. And you actually have yours like that too, Julia. Just a little bit in some areas, because I don't want it too hard. So have fun. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Marie. Thanks.
Bye. Have a really good day and have a good week, and we'll see you next weekend.
Yep. Thank you. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.